Hey y'all, it's Thursday, April 19th. I'm your girl, Shawnee C, and you are watching Shawnee C TV, baby. So I finally went to go see Acrimony, and that movie was so good. And I haven't really been watching Tyler Perry stuff recently because he's gotten to the point in his career where he's getting really repetitive. Like, the stuff that he was saying, especially when it comes to him being Medea, like, oh my God, he be repeating the same Medea shit that he was saying years ago when fucking Why Did I Get Married, the play came out, and Family Reunion, the play came out. Like, nigga, come up with some new punchlines. But regardless, this movie was really good. It stars Taraji P. Henson. She plays the one of the main roles, who is Melinda. Y'all know who Taraji is from Empire. She's Cookie Lion. And then she was just on the movie that Proud Mary that came out in the beginning of the year. And she's been in a couple other things. She was in Hidden Figures, Baby Boy. She just been all around. So, also, we have Lyric Bent. He plays the role of Robert. He's also one of the main characters. Lyric Bent, the only thing that I remember him from is he was in the show She's Gotta Have It that came out on Netflix last year with Nola Darling. So if you haven't seen it, that's actually a good show too. Also, we have Jasmine Simon. She is on Ballers that comes on HBO, the show with The Rock about football and all of that. She's from that show. And Danielle Nicolette, she was on Central Intelligence with The Rock and Kevin Hart. Last, we have Adriana Alexis. I'm sorry if I say her name wrong, but yeah, she was also in Empire. She plays Cookie, young Cookie. So when they do the little flashbacks and they show young Cookie and young Lucius, that's who she plays. She's also on 13 Reasons Why. She was Sherry on that show. So if you watch 13 Reasons Why from Netflix, you would know who I'm talking about. So the movie was, it was actually not, I mean, it was what I expected, how good it was, but I wasn't expecting the plot to go that road. Like, I don't know, I was expecting something different. But anyway, so the movie starts off, and Taraji is getting assigned therapy and counseling, anger management counselings from the judge because she has a restraining order against her ex-husband and his new fiance. Now, the ex-husband is Robert, who I said is played by Lyric Bent. So she's in her therapy, and she starts telling the therapist why she's so angry at her ex-husband and everything that he did to her. So she starts from the very beginning. They met when she was in college, right before her mom passed away. So her mom passes away, and he's basically there for her. And that's basically how she falls, is that he was there for her when she needed somebody. So she ended up, you know, entrusting all of her pain, I guess, into her, and I mean into him. And then that's when she fell in love with him. So when her mother dies, her life insurance leaves Melinda with $35,000. Now, she has two older sisters, and the main older sister, Brenda, so it's Brenda and June are her sisters. So Brenda, she's like, I don't trust that boy. Don't tell him about this money that you just took in. Just don't do it. Her being dumb, she tells him about the money. He instantly starts using her for her money. He's really broke. Like, he lives in an RV, like, in his aunt's yard or something like that. So he talks her into buying him a car, and she buys him the car, but then after that, she doesn't hear from him for 2 whole days. She doesn't reach out to him, hoping that he would reach out to her, but he doesn't. So she calls him one day, and he's like, oh, hey. And she's like, I haven't talked to you in 2 days. And he was like, well, I haven't talked to you neither. I think because you were busy. And she's like, really bad. You know I wasn't busy. Like, the way he was talking like a cheating ass nigga would talk. Like, it's another bitch around. And he don't want to expose the fact that he got another bitch around. So she catches on to that. She gets in her car. She rides around to where the fuck his RV is parked. And she's waiting outside like, let me see what this nigga ready to do stupid. So she ends up being out there for like a fucking hour. She was getting ready to pull off because she was like, all right, I seem really crazy. I shouldn't be doing this. And then she see a hand against the window, like a girl trying to keep her grip while so she like, oh hell no. She backs her Jeep up. She goes on force. She runs her Jeep into his RV twice and she knocks that bitch over. Now, even though she fucked him up and the girl in the RV, she fucked herself up more because when she did that, her body went slam into the fucking steering wheel and she started having internal bleeding. And I think they said that her ovaries burst. So now she can never have kids. So she's laid up. She's laid up on bed rest for like 3 weeks, and then he pops up at her house and the sisters is like, oh hell no, like this nigga cheated on you, once a cheater, always a cheater, fuck that nigga, move on to the next. And she was like, no, let me talk to him. She was being real fucking stupid. So she talked to him. He said his little bullshit ass story, I'll never do it again, this, that, and the fucking third, and she accepted him back. So at the same time, the sisters is getting older. They married and they about to move out of their mother house where it was just them three living there. So they're like, Melinda, you got to get a job. You got to maintain all of these bills. So she stays there at the mother's house, and Robert ends up moving in with her. And he has this idea of that he's going to be the creator of this big battery thing that's going to be so powerful that it can charge like really anything. Cars, phones, TVs, like it'll be able to charge anything. So he starts working on that, and then fast forward like 18 years later, she's still working, busting her ass. She got 2 jobs and he's sitting around at home all day, not doing shit, but working on his battery that hasn't been working for the past 18 years. And he goes to this company every day to try to get the lady in charge and shit to look at what he's been researching and to give him a deal and to help him and this and that. But they're like, no, like, we don't want you. We don't want your product. So he's been working on this shit for over 18 years. And you the only one working. Like, that alone is a red flag. Like, this nigga, as a man, how are you okay with your woman taking care of you and you're not doing shit but laying around the fucking house all day? That shit is not okay. So, he ends up convincing her to mortgage the house so that, you know, it'll help them get by and everything. So they end up getting in a real bad position financially, and they're getting ready to lose the house. So the sisters pop up because they find out about it. And they're like, there's no way that you can lose mama's house. Like, mommy left us this house and you gonna lose it over this fucking nigga. Like, okay. So the sisters, they have their own truck and delivery company where they deliver stuff for like businesses and everything. So them and their husbands show up at Melinda and Robert's house, and they're like, Robert, we can help you, you know, if you deliver, we got one of our major clients to give us an advance on a payment for delivery that we're going to do for them in a couple weeks. You just have to deliver it, and you cannot be late. That was the only thing they said. You cannot be late. So he's like, okay, I'm all in. He starts working for them. Like a month or so goes by. The day that delivery comes with that major investor, the major client who gave them the advance on the money, the day of that comes, and he goes to deliver the order. So he gets a call from the company that he's been trying to sell his battery idea to. Now, at that company, the lady that he was harassing at first doesn't work there no more. The bitch that he was cheating with in the RV from all those years ago works there now. So she starts watching all the videos he's been sending over the years and researching all of the stuff he's been sending over the years. And she talks the owner of the company into talking with him to sign his to buy his product and his information. So they call him the day of the fucking delivery. He's on the way to deliver the shit to the fucking important ass client with the trucking company. He gets the call from the bitch from the RV. He turns around, goes to get the shit, and goes to meet them. So, not only is you fucking up Melinda's life because you a no good ass nigga lying around the house not doing shit, letting your woman take care of you, but now you fucking up her family's fucking business. That's some bullshit. Like, what type of, come on. So, it was luscious to happen at this time, because at the same time, the sister earlier in that day had found a female's wallet in his truck that he be driving for the company. So she goes up to Melinda's job and is like, bitch, look what we found. Your nigga cheating again. Like, get your nigga in order, bitch. The wallet belonged to the lady who was in the RV. Her name was Diana. So it was Diana's wallet, yo. So all of that shit made it seem like he was cheating, because this is the bitch that Melinda found him cheating with all them years ago in the RV. Now, all of a sudden, she popping back up in your life and her wallet is in your truck. The truck that you driving, that my sister owned with her fucking company. You gonna do me like that, nigga? Then, not only that, but did you fucking abandon the delivery that you were supposed to deliver? You went to go meet with Diana and supposedly you was getting a deal. So he meets with the owner of Prescott, that's the company. And the owner is like, I can give you $800,000 if you give me all the research you have on this battery. Now, he's not stupid. He knows that if this battery thing really ends up working, he can make millions, maybe even billions. He's not going to settle for no $800,000. Not when he just spent his whole life on this shit. So he turns the deal down, goes home to an angry, pissed the fuck off wife and her pissed off family with no fucking money. So he's telling them what happened, and they like, so where the fuck is the $800,000 at? And he like, turn it down. You better go get that fucking money. So Melinda is like, I want a divorce. I don't know what you gonna do, but you need to get your shit and get the fuck up out my house. So he leaves. They're in the middle of a divorce. He ends up getting all of his shit and going to a shelter, blah, blah. A couple months later, they're finally divorced. After that, he ends up getting back with Diana, and she's actually helping him go through this deal with Prescott to get another deal. This company, Prescott, they end up giving him a deal for $72 million fucking dollars, yo. Like, that shit was wild. Right after him and Melinda divorced, too. So I actually think this was really generous to him, because not everybody would have done this. Like, I probably wouldn't even, like, the fuck, you left me, bitch. But he shows up to Melinda's office. Mind you, because he didn't finish the deal, the delivery with the trucking company, she ended up losing her mother's house. So she had to move in with her sister. So he shows up at Melinda's office, her job one day, and he gives her a check for $10 million for all of the shit he's put her, he's put her through. He apologizes for it all. He's like, I understand that we'll never get back together. I'm just trying to right my wrongs. And he gives her the keys and the deed to her mother's house. Now, at this point, this bitch realized that she done fucked up. She knows she done fucked up. So she go back to her sister house where her two sisters and their husbands and her new boyfriend, well, he's her new boyfriend, but he's also her ex from before Robert. So she goes back there with them, and they're like playing cards and shit, like, oh, come on, Melinda, blah, blah, blah. And she passes him the check. And her sister Brenda is like, we ain't never seen this much money before. Bitch, this is my money, okay? My fucking ex nigga gave me this money. Fuck you, bitch, because you the one that put all of that shit in my head, telling me to leave this nigga. Her sister Brenda ain't never like Robert. She pumped Brenda's head up to leave that man. So now Melinda, she realizing that she really didn't fucked up. So she found out where he lived because his address was actually on the check. So she pops up at his apartment, which is the place that he always said they were going to live one day. So she pops up there and she trying to be all cute and shit. Like, so she got her black jacket on and shit. And she got lingerie on underneath of it. And she's trying to be all cute and shit. And right when she opened that jacket up, Diana come out the back. And she's like, who's this? And Diana's like, I'm Diana, Robert's fiance. And Melinda's mad as shit. So now Melinda's going crazy. Trying to, like, she's stalking these two. She's harassing them. All types of shit. Because basically, every single thing Robert promised Melinda, he gave to Diana. Between the fucking house they were going to live in, the rock that he promised her that was going to be 3 diamonds, a rock in the middle, a gold one on the side, and then a silver one on the other side. He gave that to Diana. The fucking boat he said he was going to give her after they got married that was going to be named Mrs. Gale after him. I mean, after her and shit. And then, even the wedding designer that she wanted to have for her wedding, that is the wedding designer that Diana has. So, Melinda was fucking livid. She was going crazy. She was going batshit. So, at the end, Diana and Robert do actually get married. And then they end up on their boat, the Mrs. Gale boat. They end up on the yacht. And I guess they're either spending their honeymoon there or they're on the way to the honeymoon. So somehow Melinda ends up on the fucking boat and she pulls a gun out on Robert when Diana walks away. So Diana walks away to go run a bath, and next thing you know, here come Melinda with the fucking gun. Like, if I can't have you, nobody can have you, basically. So she shoots him in his stomach and he's all bleeding out. Diana hears it and she runs up there to see what's going on. As soon as she sees Melinda, she runs around. Now, Diana is pregnant. And Melinda found out that when they were in court about Melinda harassing them. Remind you, Melinda can't get pregnant because her ovaries bust. So, really, the movie ends with Melinda dying and drowning in the fucking ocean because she a crazy ass bitch. And even though I love Taraji P. Henson, you don't never do no stupid shit like that, okay? Shit. If a nigga want to be graceful and give you $10 million, you take that shit, go on about your business, you fix your mama house up, you live happy, and you move the fuck on. You don't keep harassing that nigga because you lost what the fuck you was too dumb to keep. Mind you, he was a piece of shit ass nigga the whole marriage. But you gotta learn, you lose some, you win some. Now, you may have lost a piece of shit ass nigga, but you gained $10 million in your mother house back. Learn, bitch. Don't be stupid. If she knew better, she do better. That's all I'm saying. But the movie was fucking great. Like, the whole time, me and my mother and the 2 ladies who was next to us, the whole time we was just like, hell no. Like, the movie was really good. So everybody needs to go see it. Is the movie rated R? The movie is rated R. So hopefully all of y'all older enough. But the movie was good as fuck. It's still in theaters. It should be in there a while now. It only came out like maybe 2-3 weeks ago. Acrimony. Everybody go see it. Bye, y'all.